Hey, what's up? I'm just looking up the war in Ukraine, seeing what it is. I saw that we sent two boats or whatever. Yeah, hey, how you doing? Wonder if we could like control that Sea of Asimov, or whatever the Asimov, that, whatever the AZ, whatever that little sea is. All I see is like the 2014 map, and I keep getting it over and over and over again. But the Ukrainians are just unwilling to like give an inch, or like doing the reverse of Stalin, no step back. Oh, they're doing the same thing as Stalin, but for Ukraine against them. Is there a map over here? Look at this again. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's really teeny. Yeah, I think that's what you could do. You could get a navy in that sea right by Crimea, and you can control that whole thing. I know they have a seaport or whatever, but you could just like basically blockade it. Unfortunately, you would probably go in the middle of the night and you put a raiding party on the bridge on either end of it, don't allow traffic, and you just blow it the fuck up. And then you isolate Crimea and you just flood it with MPs, military, with police. You know what I'm talking about? You just arrest everybody and you just cordon off the that one base right there and just tell them to leave. Yeah, you could do that shit. But I think you would probably need to like blockade. Because you can't really blockade if you have territory still in Russian control, but they have such little control. They have a large swath of the coast, or whatever, so you could do that shit. That bridge has to go. Not that I know a lot about this area. I know quite a bit. But the Ukrainians are fucking aggressive as shit. Now Biden in. You take away Russians' leverage, right? In Ukraine, and you stabilize Ukraine. Be like, look what we did in Crimea. And then you have political leverage. But like, that's just what we're capable of doing. Then that's the threat, quote unquote. That's the direct action. That's our capability. Okay, that's our direct capability. Now, if you don't free this guy, who's a democratic political leader, or do that, then we could do more. We can't just say, well, do this, do that. Leave democratic countries alone, or there's more. You know, what I'm talking about that's how you threaten someone. You don't like say, I'm gonna kick your ass, and be like, yeah, shut the fuck up. But if you hit him in the gut and be like, look, dude, I don't like what you're doing. You're talking shit to that girl. You know what I'm talking about. You're being a bully. You know what I'm talking about. And you just like elbowed them right in the fucking gut. And you could do a lot more, but you restrained yourself and be like, more shit's coming. But listen to you. You don't just say I'm going to elbow you and be like, okay, whatever, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If you say shit, you're just running your mouth, man. But if you do a little something and be like, hey, well, listen. So that's what we gotta do with Ukraine and Russia. I just want to see how much land because they keep focused on that whole big ass swath, but it's constricting, constricting, constricting. Unfortunately, get rid of they gotta get rid of all the Russian sympathizers across the Russia now. Quite honestly, I'd be pulling in people from Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland. Like, hey, Want to fight for us? We should be paying for those mercenaries, the U.S. Like, hey, want to fight for Ukraine? We got you. We'll pay for you. Because they're right on the fucking border, man. Well, I mean, you can't have direct military involvement because it's NATO or whatever, but you could have mercenaries, contractors. They're not official, but usually when you get mercenaries, you hire the best, you know? Hire the best. Detach them off in the military for a little bit. Have a little 2-year vacay or whatever. Or whatever the case is, a couple months. Operation 6, here we go. I'm not too excited, it's one map. I'm just kidding. I'm excited. Was excitement. Okay, I didn't even click anything. Why are you doing that to me, man? Escape mode. Mix and match characters for class. Okay, we could already do that. You earned it. Yeah. Okay. I already got that. Keep rolling with your Scorpius Code to bring your favorite character skins into the hive. Okay. I could already do that. What's different? What is different? What the fuck is different, dude? Tell me what is different. Oh yeah, this is definitely a girls thing. Girls just want to be on it to see built guys. That's all they want. Superficial bitches, no. Probably one of the most heavily girl-laden games. This and what else? I don't know. I don't know what other League of Legends, but I don't know. But what do they play? They play really girly games, don't they? What's that? Animal Farm? Animal Crossing? I don't know, whatever is Among Us. Something that you gotta be good at lying about. He hit me. That's basically how it was growing up. It was a lot worse. It was more sadistic than that, but I'm like, All right, it's gotta be Latinos. Everybody's coming up to me. Everybody's coming up to me. I'm not gonna fight your war. I have my own war to fight. And then, you know, I actually cried because I realized a lot of the stuff that people were coming up to me wasn't a lie, and a lot of stuff that was happening at home was not a lie. And then when I realized that, I started to cry, and then I had to make a hard decision. I can't handle everybody's problems. I can only handle like a select few, and then I just cut it off to Latinos. It was crazy. I mean, when you finally realize what's really happening in every economic bracket at home, it still sends shivers down my throat. And I think from there on, I don't want to hear anybody moral superiority over me. And I was just like, I don't care what anybody's attitude was. Don't view me as bad. I did what I did. At least it was criminal in nature, robbing, but wasn't that. You know what I'm talking about? Don't know if I can make it. What do they got? Might need this. It's not enough stem like I want it, but I could do this though. Which one is this? Fight the DB army. Shock snipers regain freezing peacemaker bullets. Well, again, I could do this. I could do that. Do this. Aw, man. I'm gonna go pilot. Come on, hook it up. Hook it up. One second. Yes? This came in the mail. That's my second one. That's my second one. So the first one is the bass, right? And the second one is for the stereo and the bass. So you hook up one that's only for 2.1. So if something defaults to 2.1, I have the bass right there. Now if it's 5.1, I could extend that out, which it doesn't really utilize it. The 5.1 is just sort of there, and it just sort of replicates the the mono of the front one, so it doesn't really have the bass if you have 2.1. But when it goes to 5.1, then the bass one will just be the stereo, and then it will go to this one in the 5.1 and have the bass. So I'm covered, and I don't have to switch off and switch on. Redundancy.
For this.
Got it. Quick and painful. Goodbye. Sorry, Scorpio. I needed this.
Flick. We're good. Incoming contact.
Reload! Come on! Bring it!
Oh yeah!
Nothing but a heap of scrap now!
Set that thing for a field goal! Good to go!
Break it down!
One sniper! Cover me! My ammo now! If we don't kill these other, we're gonna get gas! Next time, run! Ready or not!
Perfect. Good find.
Oh, that's beautiful, baby!
Now they're in trouble.
Locked and loaded! Stick together! Good to go! Wow, you suck.
Okay, we're all in.
That was easy.
Please enter the decontamination shower.
Really needed this.
How's it going, Scorpio? I just got your signal. I'm inbound.
Bullets. Hey, thanks, man. Ooh.
Good find.
That sounds good, baby.
Warning, warning. Contamination detected. Doors opening in 3, 2, 1.
Let's get out of here.
It's ass kicking time. Attacking. Incoming swarm.
taking this ammo.
Can always use more.
Yeah. Gotta find some ammo. Box. Reloading.
to it.
Ready or not. Attacking. Reloading. Ready or not. Move. We got swarmed. Oh, sweetness. Locked and loaded. Oh yeah. Cover me. Oh no, you died.
Yeah, you're kinda dead.
Trust ya. I'm ready for ya. Reset, start it. Reset, start. Reload. Ready. Reset.
Oh, goody.
Come on, fight me. Don't stay spread out for too long, team.
Get well soon. Reloading. Oh yeah.
Ammo for me.
Hold your applause. Boy, did I enjoy that. Reach out for jump. Shepard. Time to die.
Throwing shock. Ammo, fire. Got eyes on a heavy. Come on, bring it.
Reload.
You will live.
Dog check.
Grabbing ammo. I'm reloading. Ammo here.
I'll just help myself.
Die.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Scorpio.
That's all of them.
I needed this.
Reloading. Ready or not. Let's do this. Locked and loaded.
Hey, we're getting split up.
Time to die. Oh, now I'm gonna kick some ass.
Glorious. Cover me. Reloading.
Hell yeah. some ammo! Where you been all my life, sweetie? We got a heavy! Shepard spotted!
I'll take you all on!
Sniper! Cover me! Oh, sweetness! Flick! Oh, back to mama! Just what I needed!
Engaging.
Hey, let's try to stick together. Cover me!
Look out!
Shepard, good to go! Ding, ding, ding! Locked and loaded! Ha-ha! You shot off his grenade face!
Reloading!
Flawless! Flick!
Reloading weapon.
Lucky me!
Grenade out.
Bring it on!
The sword.
Bring it!
Target locked.
Reload! Oh, that's I was born to fight! Hell yeah! Whoa! That's the way! Boy, did I enjoy that.
Okay, I'm at the exit. Shooter, be ready for anything.
I'm attacking! Shot now! Heavy obliterate! Hit the scrap pile! I'm empty! Throwing shot! I'll take...
Bring it on!
That's the all-star player right there.
Cover me! Look at me! I'm incredible!
All right.
bomb is in place.
One more run.
Stick together and we can all get hunting started. Bombs going off soon.
It's about to detonate.
Over here! That's the bomb! Surprise!
Lights out. Sweet. Got him.
Deactivated! Gorgeous. Odds and sods.
Got him.
Cover me! Reloading!
Good find.
Don't move. Clear. Okay.
Wiped out another. They're on me! Sniper!
Fuck yeah!
Tracker! Shepard marked!
Primed and ready.
I'm reloading!
Who's next?
Yes! Stella!
Weapon! Right! Let's have ya!
Looking for this.
Stella!
They got dropped.
Spotted a bastard.
Gotta reload!
Thrown out.
Careful. Grenadier.
Blood ugly maggot!
Got them all.
This should keep me in the fight.
That's how it's done, gents. Got a bogey here!
My ammo now.
Target eliminated.
like we got them all.
That's how it's done, gents.
Safe room up ahead. Weapon locked.
Now they're in trouble. Perfect.
Safe room's open. Get in here.
Okay, we're all in.
Room secured.
Please proceed to the decontamination showers.
Stocking up.
How's it going, Scorpio? I just got your signal. I'm inbound. I read you. See you soon. Check the room for anything useful.
Warning, warning. Contamination detected. Doors opening in 3, 2, 1.
That's a cue. Move it.
Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Weapons free! Over to shooting! Reload! Still got it.
I'll take you all on.
About time you killed something!
All dead. Good work.
Good.
I'll take those. Sweet.
And I'm out.
Ammo spotted!
Reloading.
Medic! For the cops! Now I'm in.
I need a hand.
Bang! You're dead. Oh, that's mint. I'm up.
Not much time left here.
Reload.
I'm ready.
Bastard spotted! Rusty stinks! Let's do this. Took down that bastard! Up and at him. I'm reloading! For the cook! Good work!
Come get some. Blinded. Surprise.
That's all.
Fire weapon. That's how it's done, gents.
Coverage is too thin. Gotta regroup.
Ammo
Picking up!
Idiot.
I think that's it.
Reloading!
See, he thinks I'm gonna steal the ammo, so he's shooting me. Shooting my armor off.
Incoming!
Fucking moron. See, he's so greedy. He projects that other people are gonna be greedy.
Last chance to
So annoying.
fun while it lasted. Weapon! Heads up! Bastion!
Reload!
You know, but we think other people are like us. As smart as us, as dumb as us, whatever. It's just how we are. It's how we're built. As smart as us. I don't want to put any negative. Because then that associates you with being dumb, whatever. But at the same level of everything.
I thought so. Be strong. Enemy! Reloading! Heavy spotted!
Ammo secured!
Somebody get over here! Help me out!
Flashbang! Incoming!
Contact! I'll take you all on!
Gotta reload! Let's have it then! Ah, well.
I have no weapon, man.
Baby disabled!
I literally have no weapon. They took everything. See, I told you, man. It's fucking greedy shit.
Chamber has been breached.
Like, no foresight, you know. What I need now, and then...
Exit's open. Back to it.
And then they cries. It's like, well, this is the hole I dug.
They're on me! Gotta reload!
Dead before you hit the ground.
Stay down. Bang on! How did I get so incredible? Flashback! Incoming! Incoming flash! Heavy!
Hey, it's even loaded!
I'm taking this ammo.
Mine. I think that's all of them. Cover me! Reloading!
There we go.
Took a hit! Thanks, mate. Oh, that's red.
Got a sentinel here! Sentinel spotted!
I'll take you all on!
Last chance to ride me. Incoming flashbang!
Incoming flash! Flashbang! You fit right in with the fresh brigade! Primed and ready! You will live! Bastion destroyed! Ready!
Right here!
It's off. It's mine.
Flashbang now! Frag out! Not bad!
I'm empty! Reloading!
Got him!
Believe it! I'm ready for you!
Tracker down! Reload!
Reload initiated. Reloading. Engaging. Incoming flash grenade. Reloading weapon.
Back to
Room's
the
breached.
slaughter.
Come on.
Good. Ammo.
Technical procedure.
They're on me!
Incoming fire.
Reloading! Ah!
Comply. Comply. Let's do this. Threat assessed.
Killing small business, mate.
That's gotta hurt.
Not bad!
Warning, warning. Contamination detected. Doors opening.
Shouldn't plant a grenade
2, 1.
that close to somebody.
Trot on, shall we?
Sweet.
You hit it from the side, not when there's like a, what's the word, funnel of death.
Time to fight! 99. I'm reloading!
Target
Look,
locked.
ugly maggot. Smashed another ship!
Unit reloading.
Hell yes. Hardly seems fair.
Oh yeah.
There's a weapon!
Solid. I'm reloading.
Nice. and socks. Hey, we should regroup. Oh, that's
Men, come out, wherever you are!
And I'm out.
We've got a bastion! Bang on! Reloading! Bastion eliminated! Heavy marked! We've got a heavy! Clean kill. Good to go. Heavy spotted.
Oh yeah.
Hey, asshole! Nothing but parts. I'll take that.
Oh, shit!
You are deceased. Thank you.
They almost had me back to rights. Stella!
Cover me! Reloading!
Another dead tracker.
Let's have it in! Yes!
For the cog!
Good find.
Pinching this! That's what you get! Bang! You're dead!
Stop. It's mine.
Throwing shock.
I'm reloading!
Throwing shot!
My talents are being goddamn wasted. Cover me! Reloading!
Targets up you.
Warning. Warning. Chamber has been breached. Opening in 3, 2, 1.
Room's breached. Let's get
Back
out of
to
here.
Don't mind if I do. I'll take those.
enemy contact.
Excellent, just comes down. Gotta reload! Incoming flash grenade! Elite Grenadier!
Glorious.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Nice. My ammo now!
Ammo secured!
Let's not stay spread out too long, team.
Reloading! Come get some! I'm down!
Pop the tracker! There! UMP's back on his...
That all you got? Dismantle them!
And I'm back on! Gotta reload!
Can you fucking hit your shots? Damn.
Bastion!
Yeah, better believe it.
Come on!
that guy is just like picking up everything. Oh my god, it's just so absurd. And you know that there's. See, I'm already at 140. You can only pick up so much ammo, you know what I'm saying? 440.
Fun while it lasted. Target locked.
Primed and ready.
I'm reloading!
Yes.
Too ugly to live.
We've got a bastard.
Yeah, this guy should give me the tri-shot because I got freezing ammo that could take out like so much more damage off of it. It's just no awareness or whatever, so it's gonna take a little bit.
Reloading.
Still got it.
Nothing lucky about it.
Come on! Fight me!
And to focus on the near sky first.
Shots ripped up.
Focus on near sky.
Tracker offline. Boy.
Good piece of kit.
Look me in the eyes. Bang. You're dead. Gotta get your ammo. For the cook. You'll never go if you think you're hard enough. Cover me. Reloading. One dead tracker.
Sentinel spotted.
Primed and ready!
I am trying to fight here.
I'll take you all on! Incoming flash!
Let's have it in. Shit. Down.
Incoming flash!
Get me up. Good to go. Reload.
And I'm out!
Wanna play hide and seek? Weapon loading. Smashed another tracker. Who's next? Found a weapon. Shepard spotted.
Reload commencing.
Reloading!
Good to go. Well, your order's over. Nice shot. Smashed another tracker.
Weapon locked.
Sniper. Get up. Ah, well, shit.
Reload!
Just what I need.
Extraction just overhead! Ah!
Thank you. Weapon marked.
Another dead sniper. Mission list. Reload. Hands off to both of us.
There we go. know.
Planted. I've reached extraction.
Warning. Dependency detected.
Come out, wherever you are!
Extraction point reached. Tracker offline.
Looked around right at me. 6.
Bring it. That's it. Time to go.
Alright, took a little bit. What it is, everybody takes his ammo, and with no communication, you can't really be like, hey, let's proportionately, you know, divvy out ration ammo. So it just instinctively takes it or whatever. It doesn't feel how that current team is or whatever. It's a little bit more thought processes need to go in it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like grow from running. It does like take everything, or like be 5 of them. It's like, how much ammo do you need, dude? I mean, he takes a whole case just for like one thing. I'm like, you could tell. And I'm just like, dude, come on. And that's why that one took a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't. There was none. There was literally none. Like, if I have the freezing, right, past the 3rd, right, why are you gonna take the try shot? Same thing with the well, cold train. I mean, like, yeah, I'm telling you, man, that's gonna be my upgrade. I'm gonna get that the Kiwi. Is it the Kiwi? I'm gonna get the Kiwi, right, for my main mic. And it's gonna be that, and I'm just gonna have it automatically. I'm gonna get the Elgato Stream Deck where I could just switch it on and off. Or I could just press it, boom, done. Like, oh my god. Is that when I get 3 DACs, whatever, one could be for just for my hearing, the game audio. One could just be for the stream game audio for the stream, and then the 3rd DAC could just be for the chat audio. Yeah, so I could then have it 3 channels, whatever. That's the best way to do it, because now it's all combined: game audio, chat audio, and what I listen to. And it's hard to separate it out, and I have to do it. I can't do it in the software, so I have to do it by hardware. Yeah. So now I have at least the game audio streamed into my audio. Yeah, exactly. So I know how to do it now. Now, well, you know, so I can just lean in, it'll be perfect audio to them. But like, here's this really clear, articulated voice telling you, hey, can you save some of the ammo, please? You know, instead of like, bitch, what the fuck you doing taking all the ammo? You know, no one's listening to that shit. Like, hey, let's use a little teamwork. We almost got this. Let's just save me a box or 2. You know, which one are you gonna listen to? I mean, come on, common sense. You know, you don't have to be a bitch. You don't have to be an asshole. You just be totally real, perfectly calm, whatever. Only people that are like on either spectrums or whatever going to be like, that's being an asshole, that's being kissing ass or whatever. You don't want to deal with those people. You know what I'm saying? Just be real chill, whatever. Always looking how to make bonds and connections. You know, the non-racists. You know what I'm talking about? Not the ones that are trying to pretend like they're not racist or whatever and putting out a racist agenda. You know what I'm saying? Because they just want to be negative no matter what. And be like, oh, no, it's because his personality. Oh, that's because of something. That's something legitimate, when it's really just the color of your skin. You know what I'm talking about? Because as soon as I speak, they'll be like, oh, man, fuck that. and word spick or whatever, you know. But if it's too articulated, they'll think twice. And it's very clear. And I goes lean in and be like, hey, you mind if I get that? All right, cool. Or, you mind if I get that? Thanks, man. Peace. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to argue against it. You can't argue against anything. But, you know what I'm talking about? Then you're like, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about? And when you're just dealing with your voice, you got that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, I can't stand to hear that or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? That just grinds on me. It's just like, oh, it's cringy or whatever. You know, it's racist. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to listen to that. But that's how you beat it. You beat it by making it so articulate. You make it so it's so clarity. So it's like a harmony speaking, whatever. But you know it's another race, whatever. It's not what you're familiar with. So it would be unsettling, but you make them at peace. You make them at calm, whatever. So they listen to you, whatever it is. And then you just have that tact and that disposition. Just be like, hey, yo, let me have that. Let's use some teamwork instead of, what the fuck you doing, man? You know, because you want to confront that. You make it so something they can't confront. But, you know, so you pick up on these little things. You hear it over and over again. And people, you know how it is. You know, they think like you never dealt with it. Or that attitude is like, you never, but you hear it so many times, it's like instinctive, you know, to you, whatever. It's just like when I came down to the Jersey Shore and I heard this, like, this racist shit. I'm like, I already heard that up in North Jersey. Man, you got the weak version of what it is in New York and upstate, you know what I'm talking about? So, but they think to them, like, they're so original, so brilliant, they never heard it, you know what I'm talking about? But they have a different flavor to it, and you deal with it more because there's more white people down at the Jersey Shore. And then when I came out to Hawaii, it's even more diluted because they have, yeah, exactly. And it's even more like this weak and stupid because they think it's brilliant. Like, oh my God, it's like, now he can't tell we're racist. He can no way in hell because they're dumb people, they're retarded, whatever, and we're brilliant just by speaking, whatever. And you're just like, really? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, this is how crazy how people think. Like, they're so original. They think that, you know what I'm talking about? I'm like, dude, I heard it 1,000 times. I know where it's coming from. And no, that's not how Latinos think. That's not how Puerto Ricans think. You know what I'm talking about? And no, you won't be able to go over my head. You go over my head, you'll reach a point where you're just going to get squashed. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and that's what being online is supposed to be or whatever. I shouldn't have to deal with this. But it comes down to what? Putting people at ease, putting people at peace or whatever, you know? So they can speak to you, listen to you. And that's what the whole thing is. That's what I want. I want people to form bonds and connections or whatever because that's the environment I want to create. I want to push all those people who don't do that away from me or whatever and keep them away. I don't need to deal with it. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm going to create an environment as much as possible. And yes, I deconstructed. I know I overanalyzed it. But that's the fact of the matter is. It's just like when you grew up and people, I walked in the door, like, damn, he looks good or whatever. And you see the eyes dilate or whatever. But they're white and blonde hair, blue eyed or whatever, and like, oh man, my friends are not going to say he looks good because they're so racist or whatever, and they shy away and walk away. But you know, you think they look good or whatever, but then they realize I have a lot of Irish and Italians around my back. They're like, hey, my friends are going to say he looks good, just like because they know he looks good. You know what I'm talking about? So then they come back at me, and you're just like, man, and that's how the world is. You know what I'm talking about? They know this or whatever, but the community won't accept it. They won't state it or whatever. So they instinctively be like, no, he's dumb. He's not cool, whatever. He's not good looking. So they got to be like, oh, he's weird. Man, look at him. You know what I'm saying? One of the dark. And they make association to your color. He's a piece of shit or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? He's trying to be cool, whatever. You know, whatever. But as soon as they see, like, I got their people on my back, then they think twice. Be like, nah, he looks good. He's cool, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I like what he does. Maybe I should. You know what? Right, what he's doing right there, I want to incorporate that. You know what I'm saying? I can tell people instead of doing it in secret, be like, oh, I want to see how he goes up to people and being cool, whatever. Instead of saying that's weak or whatever, I say, oh, that's hardcore. That's the cool way to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we want to do shit. You know what I'm talking about? And when they voice that, then you know you got them. Instead of doing it in secret. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't like them, but you know that right there. I'm going to take that for myself. I'm going to incorporate that into myself. But that's how you're supposed to do it, because that's universal to all communities. You know what I'm talking about? So you got to do what's universal to all communities and be confident that's how you do it. Always engage. Always talk. You know what I'm talking about? And then you're human. You're going to fuck it up, but learn from it. Just don't be like, it's a mistake. No, be like, that's a mistake, and I'm going to gain from it. Be like, that, and that, it was a little bit off. You know what I'm talking about? And that's just how it is. After a while, you just learn it. Yes, you do have to have good audio. And, and I was thinking today, I was watching, I think it was someone from Wu-Tang Clan. Was it RZA that I follow? And he was, in Jersey, and the police stopped him or whatever, and he had like an ounce or some shit. But I was just thinking, the whole, I'm not going to get into it, but voicing and articulating yourself into art, into rap, and saying how the inner city is, and saying the injustice in society, and pushing for equality, that social movement of social reform, of equal rights, It's so fucked up having systemic racism, and you want to voice how fucked up it is in this creative way, and people say, you smoke weed or whatever, but a lot of it is just subduing all that rage and anger or whatever, just so you can peace and just, voice or whatever, and just be at peace sometimes, So that's a good thing. I mean, granted, they just got to put a better way where they take all the poison and stuff like that out of the weed and everything, and the toxins and shit like that. But that's a lot of it too. It's not just, enhancing creativity. And I don't smoke weed really, but if you take it at the right dose and everything, it does relax you in peace and just allows you to just analyze and think about the situation just a little bit. It takes the edge off of racism. So that's a lot of it too, man. So I was thinking that because I was just like, the shit you got to deal with, man. It's just everywhere. Also, you just want to like, you know what I mean? And you don't want to do that because the correct way of doing it is be, hey, what's up? I'm talking about, I'm kind of pissed, but hey, let's do this because I know if I put this attitude on, we could all work together. And that's what you want. You want to create that environment. You want to give in to your instinctive, anger and be like, I'm being cool, but you're not. You know what I'm talking about? And me being cool, you want to call me a bitch? Like, really? You know what I'm talking about? It's just like I'm just trying to make it so we all get along as much as possible. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not trying to change you. That's not my job. And if I know I can't change in this immediate vicinity, I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm good. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to be over there. There's a lot of good white people, good Latinos, good black people over here. I'm going over there. You know what I'm talking about? Peace. You know what I'm talking about? But you're trying to make that environment every way you can. Personality, equipment, technology, online, in your real life and family. You're sort of stuck with that sometimes. It is what it is, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, but online, it's a white community. It is geared for white people. It is not geared for Latinos. It's not geared for people of color. People are black. It's not geared for Asians or whatever, I mean, South Asians. It's geared for Orientals, those type of Asians or whatever. But when you start getting over to like Arabs and Hindus and everything, it's not geared for them. You know what I'm talking about? And so I see it initially, and they're like, oh, he's Native American. And be like, oh, and people evolve to the point where they think like they could tell the difference between Native American and Hindu. I'm like, Christopher Columbus couldn't. He didn't know what the difference between Puerto Rican and fucking Hindu was, you know what I'm talking about? And here you are, 500 years later, same fucking thing, you know what I'm talking about? So don't tell me that, you're so smart you can't tell the difference. You're the same fucking way. You're the same goddamn racist as fucking Columbus was. And saying, well, and you're just a statistic. Like, I can't believe he's saying shit like that. I can't believe he's acting like that. I can't believe he's talking like that. I want to do sadistic shit and just, like, cut out his tongue and chop off his fucking ear, and maybe they'll fucking learn. You know what I'm talking about? Because I want to gain anything I can. And that's what they did on the island. You know what I'm talking about? They cut off, if they didn't listen, they cut off the ears. You know what I'm talking about? If they talked and were out of line just a little bit, they cut out the tongue. And so you had a bunch of Boricuas walking around with no ears and everything all across the island. And that was within 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of that 20 years, 97% of the population was gone. And that's the racism you had to deal with. Because if they had no recourse and nothing in check, that's what will fucking happen. You know what I'm talking about? I could do whatever. I could just grab and take whatever, everything I can. Fuck them. They're not even people. You know what I'm talking about? Because nothing's going to happen to me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. I could call them dumb. Whatever reason it is. You know what I'm talking about? Everything is geared for us, so I'm going to say I'm smart. And they're dumb. Because look at that. Everybody wants to come to me because I'm white and give me advice, give me whatever it is, whatever, so I can have a good life. And they don't want to give those black whatever nothing, so I'm going to call them dumb. But yet you have like, you see the, if you look at any kind of rapper, most of them are usually big or tall. And usually they could beat that on edge or whatever and be like, people want to come to that big dude or whatever and be like, hey, I want to give that, you know, a little bit of skill, a little talent, a little bit of love or whatever, more so than the rest of the average of black and Latinos, whatever. So they could beat that, you know what I'm saying? So they could also be like to white people, hey, I got people coming up to me too, so maybe I'm a little bit smarter. You know what I'm talking about? So on average, you know what I'm talking about? So they get that, you know what I'm talking about? And it's a shame because these superficial things are what happens. They get pushed down because they're dark, but yet they're big or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? And I was able to beat that because people will come at me the wrong way, and that psychological change is saying, oh, that I'm real. My dark skin is from being native of this country, and I have a brain, whatever. It's a little bit difficult to knock me down because other people are like, nah, man, you got a problem with Supreme, you got a problem with all of us because he's so peaceful. He doesn't even try to do shit. You know what I'm talking about? So why are you angry at him? You gotta be racist as fuck, you know? And that really, a lot of people were like, what the fuck, dude? If they're against Supreme, who's so fucking calm, so cool, and try to get along with everybody, what about me? I'm an asshole, man. I'm so angry or whatever, and that's why people supported me after a while. You know? And that's why the federal government was like, dude, you know, there's so many, you know, fucked up people out there, and they're being racist against him. You know what I'm talking about? When I'm just trying to be chill, whatever. And if you look back in history about how I grew up in Jersey, the people that came at me were like ardent fucking racist. Like they were Nazis. And it was just, it's hard to say, you know, I'm talking about like what he did was not fucked. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What he did was what he had to do. Even people that came in the federal government was like, man, these people are racist as shit. But, you know, it's just how it is. I'm not going to go off on a tangent or whatever, but too much more than what I already did. But people don't even, it doesn't even register as so racist. They call you right before a fight, nigger, spick, or whatever. And then years later you talk about it. They won't even acknowledge the fight or that was said. It's just like, so minimalizing the situation, you know what I'm talking about? You know what it is? Because they say the same shit before they get in a fight. And these are your friends. These are your white friends. And you're like, well, to them, you're white. To them, you fit in. To them, you could be part of our community. But all the other black and Latinos, they're that. They're that N word. They're that S word. But you're not. You're cool, whatever. As long as I have power over you. As long as I am on top of the social ladder. As long as I'm viewed as being cool. But, you know, it's a little hard when you never fought. It's a little hard when people didn't come up to you like you did. So I can't give you that. That wasn't reality for you. It was reality for me. But years later, when this experience of life teaches them to have confidence naturally, whatever, and they didn't have to gain it when they're 13, 14, and I already had that, they want to approach you like, now that I'm confident, I could come up to them like, no, bitch, you know what I'm talking about? You didn't have that. I'm not going to change your past for you, you know what I'm talking about? That's how you were at that time. You didn't stand by me, whatever. Matter of fact, you did the opposite shit, and you're telling me what you did at the time, your pussy ass shit, is what I did. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lie for you, dude. Moreover, that just is like furthering racism. Because the shit that I stood up for, you're saying that shouldn't happen. You're saying that I deserved it. That racism that people treated to me or whatever, and I stood up against, that I deserved it. And then only that, you were hard at the time, and I was weak. And now, you know what I'm saying? It's just bizarre how white people think or whatever. But It's just how they propagate this racism, this systemic racism, or whatever, you know. And they see the shit that you did, be like, nah, that was with me, you know what I'm talking about? And I really hate that because they take elements of your life and they say that's who they are. I'm like, dude, that wasn't you. I'm the one that fought. I'm the one that swung. And you didn't do shit. And moreover, they even try to be like, do a one up on you. Be like, no, he's really a problem to black and Latinos. Motherfucker, really? Did you fight in the military? You know what I'm talking about? What did you do with your life? You know what I'm talking about? That you're so hard. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. You're mad that I would defend white people, this form of government that's pushing every way it possibly can to be equal. On the average, we have fucked up people like Trump, but it keeps pushing in that upward trend of trying to do its best as possible. You know what I'm talking about? So why the fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's just you are the one that hate the government when it doesn't do, when you can't do what you want to do, your sadistic, racist shit without repercussion. To you, that's America. And you want to attack anybody that speaks out above that. I mean, against that, you know what I'm saying? Don't listen to them, man. It's like they want to say, you know, no, motherfucker, I'll call you out on your bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? It's just how it is, and that's how it was. I remember one time, yeah, I was at a football game, and sometimes, you know, they want to give a perception about they want to put all the white people and play all the white people in the football team, right? And the expedition or whatever, and they sort of know how everything is going to play out, right? So if we're going to lose, they won't, no matter what we do, they won't play us. You know, I'm talking about black and Latinos. They'll just play all the white people. And there's only like a handful of us, like 6 of us. And we just thought this was bullshit, whatever. We're showing up practice, you know, whatever. And we're basically used as tackling dummies and shit like that at the Jersey Shore. I'm like, fuck this shit. We're all out. You know what I'm talking about? So all but one black dude leaves the football team, whatever. And the whole town goes fucking nuts. They're like, what the fuck? That's our ace in the hole when we could finally win a game, whatever, right? That year we went 0-10. You know what I'm talking about? But we pulled out after the exhibition games or whatever, right? And about halfway through the season, where they know they're going to lose every fucking game, they're like, fuck Supreme, you know what I'm talking about? He's the one that pulls all the minorities out of the football team. So I'm out of football team. That's where everybody chills or whatever, right? And I even had like friends that are like sort of kind of against me. Weren't really racist, but they overheard a bunch of police. And I didn't know at this time, but later on, they were saying some fucked up shit. Like, we should get that motherfucker. We'd arrest him, show him, make an example, whatever, so nobody acts like that. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck him, you know what I'm talking about? So here I am with my surrounded of people. Then all I see is this rush of people, you know, at the corner of my eye coming over from the stands, whatever. So I'm in the front of the stands. And I'm like, okay, they're coming up to me, whatever, right? And they're like waving, whatever. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And that was just like, and then something didn't feel right or whatever, you know what I'm talking about? Because they're like, you know what I'm talking about, like that. And they just picked me up. And like, you know, because I'm a small dude, whatever, you know, and they go, Supreme, run. And they're all like just picking me up and running, whatever. And this out, right behind, there was a couple white people, you know what I'm talking about, in that crowd, whatever, just trying to form a barricade or whatever from the police is coming down at me, whatever, right? And so they sort of delayed it, whatever, right? And so I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm talking about? I see everybody just running or whatever. So I start running or whatever. I run that, you know, towards the end of the fucking stands or whatever, barricade of police or whatever. And then I look over here, I only saw 2 police, whatever. So, you know, I start running over there or whatever, right? And I get away, and I jump over the fucking, you know, the railing or whatever, out to the fucking, you know, where the cheerleaders are. And the cheerleaders are pushing the police away and shit like that, right? And so then I'm spinning out, whatever, and I just got slammed. And so now I got caught or whatever. They took me back to the police car and they just started beating me. I got handcuffed or whatever. And then they carried, that was for like a whatever amount, 15 minutes, half hour. I didn't know, whatever. And the cop car is literally at the entrance of, is in Toms River East at the entrance of the stadium, whatever, right? So I'm handcuffed and shit. So I'm hogtied in the back of the car being beaten, shit like that. And I'm not saying a word because if you do anything or whatever, they'll even beat you even more. But they carried me out and they dropped me out in front of the entrance of the stadium, of the football stadium, while the game was like in the third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever, right? And you just had like hundreds of thousands of people walking back and forth while I'm hogtied. The police pull out, whatever, and so I'm just standing there. That's it. I was just left there or whatever, you know? Example. And then people start coming up to me or whatever, be like, where's the police? I was like, this is who did it to me. You see me handcuffed or whatever. And then you just start people, after a while, start forming or whatever. And it being in the Jersey Shore, you got really affluent, educated white people that were in the federal government finally were there off duty that were there, right? And you see them pick up back in the 90s, mid 90s, picking up those huge telephones. And now I realize years later, those were some federal departments, whatever. And they're like, yeah, we need somebody with handcuffs come out here. Possibly not the police or whatever. We have some kind of incident out here with the police handcuffing somebody. And they were like, Supreme's handcuffed out here. And they're like, and they came over to me. And they put their hands on me and they said, don't worry about it. We'll get you out of trouble. This won't ever happen again to you. And I can't believe that happened to me. They said everything's going to be all right. And a bunch of people in suits came up and they unhandcuffed me. And we'll get you out of this. And a couple months later, I was able to join the Marine Corps. And people didn't understand how racist it was, man. And that was the first time in my life I realized someone was looking at what was happening at the Jersey Shore and had my back. You don't understand like how racist it was to be handcuffed in front of so many people. And no one was there to like do anything, you know, talk about it. And you were just trying to stand up for yourself, you know. You didn't want this shit to happen. And this wasn't the first time. But they did it in front of so many people. They couldn't lie about it. They couldn't bullshit about it. And that's when the federal government finally said, we need to do something. It was so fucked up. The police were corrupted and everything was corrupted, you know what I'm talking about? And they just did whatever they want. And the people that were against me never got arrested, you know what I'm talking about? Because they're like, we want them to be racist against him. They want them to view it as they're morally superior. And to this day, they never joined the Marine Corps. Today, they didn't never want to defend the country. They wanted to be viewed as the heroes. But like I said, people came up to me, and I knew what behind one closed doors. And I hardly ever tell that story. You know what I'm talking about? When I'm in jail, I could tell the people that saw it. I could tell Puerto Ricans and black people, but white people don't want to hear it. But they know of it. I mean, there was crowds, and the crowd was just forming, and then they were just running to the payphones, you know, and to hear like just the beepers go off, whatever. And I don't know what entity it was. It's something above. It was more than just the FBI, man. I mean, the people I spoke to when I was right before the Marine Corps, I mean, I thought they were just like they were heavily experienced people in something. I don't know. They were huge people. They weren't your normal white people, man. And they looked like they had really a lot of authority. And they've been in the game for a while, you know, I'm just saying. And they're like, because they looked over when I was in jail, they're like, can you get him out of jail? I need someone loyal to me to get him out of jail. I need him to be walked out of jail within an hour. And I mean, he was like pulling like, I need a veteran over here to walk side by side me while we walk him out of jail. You know what I'm talking about? It was that serious. They had no idea. You know what I'm saying? It was just. It was like they were walking into enemy territory at the Jersey Shore. They're worried like maybe at the last second the judge will say like make a stay or whatever. They were just trying to get me as fast as out of there as fast as possible before people realize that. I mean, get me on a plane to get to Paris Island as quick as possible. But when he had a haircut, man, he said, "No, this is going to end. This is done for you." And there were some other people with him, you know. And you know when you had that feeling when you know you can trust somebody. It's a good feeling. And so you always try to find those people in the government. And that's when years later, I realized it's the government fighting within itself and no one believed you. And now people know that for a fact. And there's good white people maneuvering socially and with a personality to be like, hey, no. Don't do that to racists that aren't racist because they see that shit and be like, leave Supreme alone. Let him have a good life, whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's hard, you know what I'm talking about? You know those other aspects went out. And they look like it's legitimate to be like, hey, fuck him. And the thing is, I was never like, oh, why me? I knew that shit happened to a lot of other people as I spoke to them, you know? So I was never like, why me? I was like, oh, no, well, he's playing violent. No, man. It was all over Jersey. And I'm just one that people, unfortunately, because of me being Native American, but like, no, not him. Not him. So I'm not the only one. Far from it. Yeah. Because I've seen both sides of it, you know, I'm talking about a lot of black and Latinos never get to see the good side of it, where people stand up and be like, no. Yeah. And they're really, and there's a lot of nonsense. They could be hidden in layers of personality or whatever. Well, they'd be like, oh no, we love black and Puerto Ricans, and they hate them. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like, and they have this barriers of personality that this hides it or whatever. And I know how to deal with that. But to explain to other people outside of Jersey, they're like, nah, man. And they actually think they're like friends. They actually think they're cool with people that are friends with black and It's like, no, dude, they don't, man. That's the game. They get off on fooling other minorities and other white people that think that they're non-racist. You know what I'm talking about? It's what, you know, if you have a true bond, true connection, you know that. It's universal. It should be very apparent. You know what I'm talking about? Someone shouldn't have prop it up. No, no, he gets along. It should be blatantly obvious to you, whatever, in every aspect or whatever. You know, that person gets along with black or Latinos or white or whatever, you know? I'll get along with them as long as I'm viewed above them. No, man, that's a huge red flag of being racist. Exactly. So just be like, cool, you know, okay. Oh, you wanna, you know, so it was the game. Like I can make this racist laugh. I can make this person that wants to kill me laugh. And I know like maybe in a few hours we'll have it out. And that just shows that's like back in Jersey, that's like, oh, you have a good personality. That's a test of your personality. Show you have intelligence. Look, I can make these people who I can't stand, who can't stand me, have a good time and laugh and joke or whatever. But they know, right? But they'll know I'll fuck them up. They'll know I'll put a gun to his head. You know what I'm talking about? That's how sadistic and sociopathic this shit is, you know? But you'd be at a party and be like, hey, Supreme, like me see my gun? You like to see what I carry? I was like, yeah, I like to see it. Thank you. You just take it away from me. Like, what? Like, here you go. Maybe an hour or two we'll have it out. You know what I'm talking about? But it's all that play, you know what I'm talking about, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that kind of thing. You know they don't like you. They know if they had a chance to get away with it, they'll kill you. They'll fuck you up. They'll make you, you'll ruin your life with lie, steal, cheat, demonize you to get what they want to make them feel above and you below, whatever. But yet, they get off and be like, hey, I'm not racist. I'm their friends. I'm cool with them. I could have them do what I want. I could have these stupid black and Puerto Rican and whatever, do whatever, fight for me while I further fucking my agenda, my white supremacy. Because that's how smart I am. That's how I can make these people go against each other while I further white. So I could have other natives attack other natives or whatever and be like, haha. Look at those stupid fools or whatever. We made them hate each other by demonizing, using QAnon tactics or whatever, divide them. Fuck them, man. Because we could chop their ears off. We could cut their noses off. We could remove their fucking tongues, but they're not even people. Fuck them. We just want just a little bit of gold. Just a little bit of something from them. It's when we truly connect with people. And truly be friends with them, saying, oh, just pay lip service. Oh, we're cool with them. I'm friends. I talk, whatever. See, look at them. Look, I'm cool with them. I may, you know, saying, look, and that's just a checkbox. You know, just lip service. I mean, really, what have you done? You know, that's why when I say the people that fought with me, you know what I'm talking about? People that had my back, people that went to court with me, you know what I'm talking about? That's who I trust. I mean, I wouldn't say all of them, you know what I'm talking about, but that's at the time, you know, at that given time, definitely. Nothing is a checkbox. You always have to analyze the situation and that time, that you know, saying, and all the other externalities or whatever. But it's always dynamic like that. You just don't have a little checkbox, oh, because of this or whatever, you know. I don't, you know, look for those red flags. And trust me, man, when you're in those situations and that powerful group of people come up to you, change the subject. When that group of people, you would feel the same way, because I think about that a lot. I think about when I was in juvenile detention, hearing the arguments between different federal agencies yelling at me. You didn't know he was Native American? What the fuck? You came down here and you just like, what? You should have fucking told me, you know, saying he was Native or whatever, you know what I'm talking about? It's just like, it's just, you just hear the shit. You know they're arguing, you know? So you told me this, and this, so I make an action. Now we're here. Because they'll lie to get what they want until the bluff is called or whatever. And by then, a lot of action's already taken place, you know? So it's really hard to undo the shit. It's really hard to undo systemic racism. Because now you could be like, we fucked with these people so much or whatever. Why should they obey the law? We incarcerate them for having a bag of weed. Like, man, this system's not made for me, so why the fuck should I listen to it? When you're dealing with masses of population, how many people feel like that? How do you undo that? Damage is done. And there's so many other aspects that we need to address. Anyways, I'm just saying. I'm glad at a very early age I realized that they want a reason to not like you. They want a reason to be racist. They want a reason to justify their racism to make it look like it's you, and you caused it, and you're the one being self-destructive. So you're like, I'm gonna take that reason away from them. I'm not gonna do anything illegal. I'm gonna love the system. I'm gonna embrace this system. I'm gonna change the system from within the right way. And the more you come at me saying I don't like the system, the more I'm gonna embrace it and be like, hey, let's change this. Let's fight for real equality. So I'm gonna take that reason, that justification for hatred away from you. I'm glad I realized that at a very young age. So now when people come at me, they're and you only deal with superficial racists that play the simple games, whatever. Like, you know what? I love this country. I'll defend this country with my life. I'll do whatever it is to change it the right way in the manner prescribed in the processes that we have. You can't hate that. You can hate that, but you'll look like the fool that something's wrong with you and not me. I took that power away. I took your justification for racism away from you. And so that's why when people come at me, be like, oh man, there's good reason to not like them. No, there isn't. I already removed that from you. That's just a simplistic white mentality that you have the right to think any way you can negatively against me. I removed that from you, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. You can't demonize me like I'm some kind of morally corrupt person, whatever. I'm not robbing no one. I'm not running inside of a fucking store doing any of that shit. I don't do drugs, you know what I'm talking about? So, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to politicize it and be like, well, those type of people do that. People that sort of act like that do that. So he's like that. No, motherfucker. That's just absolutely racist trying to justify your racism. But they dig, you know, so because it convinces people because they're like, I know you're racist and I'm racist, so I'll get along with it. So I'll disagree with that even if it's true or not or whatever. And that's what you have. And so that is systemic racism where they feel the right that they could be viewed, the person, whoever is dark in skin color, and demonize them at will, whatever, you know what I'm talking about? Without anything wrong, you know what I'm talking about? So they feel they're morally and up at the top of the social ladder, you know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that we got to overcome. So when someone just like, that's what minorities and white people got to do. So when they be like, oh man, that average black person, that average Latino, average dark person, be like, that seems a little bit, no, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Just piece it out. Don't make it seem off. Make it seem like, so he could form a bond, so he could form a relationship, so you can incorporate him into the community, into your group or whatever. Don't make a barrier. That's the real battle. That's the ongoing battle. That is what's going to happen over and over again. That's the majority, 99.9% of it. It's not some physical thing. It's that little nuances, intricacies of interpersonal relationship that we have to constantly do. So we don't always view, well, those people are above and those people are below. Because when I was young, and I know you believe that, I went right for the above. You know what I'm talking about? Is that what you do to make sure that you're viewed above? I'm going to do that instantly. And I had the people. And why did I have the people? Because people were being racist. The more racist they were, to me, the more people supported me. More people supported, the more racist. Be like, he doesn't deserve that. He deserves to be treated below us or whatever. There's a good reason to treat him like shit. Treat him like a brown person, the color of shit. Because he defended against racism. And he won. We can't have him win. So we got to demonize him even more. So we demonize him more, be more racist, more people support me. It's like, that's fucked up shit. No people are going to be like that. But you got these aggressive white people, very few of them doing that. But then you had this rainbow coalition of Italian, Irish, Black, Puerto Rican, a lot of all different type of Caribbean, a lot of different Latinos. And, you know, the other people, you know, just be like, nah, man. So this never ending cycle. The more shit they did, more respect I got, you know, some more respect they got, more shit they did, and it just spiraled out of control for them, you know what I'm talking? Because they could do whatever they want, be viewed cool. And they put no thought into it. And here we are, just a bunch of kids, and we're putting all our brain power into it or whatever. And then I had more skill and more white people, and then Vietnam vets being like, hold up a second. And you know what I'm talking about? And they're like, this shouldn't be happening, you know what I'm talking about? And this one Vietnam vets is like, we defend these Vietnamese, these native Vietnamese, and then they fought for us, and then we left them, and we left them to get massacred. And then they're like, same thing with Native Americans, you know? It's just like, and he told me, man, he said, you know what? There might be only a dozen of you, but there's not always going to be a dozen of them everywhere. And you know what I'm talking about? So, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, but you know, these conversations, you know, what I'm talking about. I'm glad, and they were mad, man. They were mad at everything. I don't know if they had more influence than they had, but I think a few of them were able to talk to somebody, or they had like-minded people, with they didn't speak to, but you know, they. I don't know. All I'm saying is this, it was just unusual the help that I had at the very end of it. But the only people that really directly came up to me were Vietnam vets, and they told me some crazy shit. And it was like, if I could go back and extract every single one of those Montagnards, I would do it in a heartbeat. The Montagnards in Vietnam. Anyways, I gotta go.